Hello, fellow classroom warriors. Well, hey, my name is Gabriel Vigil. I'm a teacher here in Southern California. I've been teaching for about 20 years now, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna try this live streaming thing and to see how it works. And so, my goal of this live stream is to hopefully answer any kind of questions you may have about teaching, as well, just tell you any kind of stories or just kind of fill in any lost blanks that you might have in your mind regarding how teaching is, and hopefully help you out. I offer a course in classroom management. I offer a course for a coaching / mentoring program for teachers. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely go ahead and just send me an email, drop me a link or something of that sort, and I can get back to you. But just thought I'd be taking a walk here and do a little live streaming. And once again, people start jumping on, answer any kind of questions that you may have about anything regarding teaching. So once again, Gabriel Vigil, Southern California. Let's get this show on the road. So it all started, I've been teaching about 20 years now. And the reason I started teaching, oh man, so I live in Southern California, and we live in originally we lived down in San Diego, and we wanted to buy a house, just start a new family and everything else. We wanted to buy a house, and so we said, hey, I worked down in Southern California in the San Diego area as well. I worked at a place called Geico Auto Insurance. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but the little gecko and everything. And so but we wanted to buy a house, and we couldn't afford the prices in San Diego. And so they said, okay, well, hey, if you really want a place, you gotta move. You can't afford San Diego. And so we said, okay, let's go ahead and move. And so we moved, and a little bit more north, and eventually we found a place that we can afford. So we moved to this place that we can afford. But the problem is we still live down in San Diego. So here I am, a new husband, a baby on the way, trying to find some place where I could make a life for our family. And we moved into the new house, but that commute, oh my gosh, that commute was killing us. It was like honestly, we spent about 2.5 hour drive every day, about 2.5 hours, because you got the traffic and everything else. So we're driving for about 2.5 hours for me eventually to get to work, and about 2.5 hours for me to get back. And it was just grueling. It was just grueling. We had the house we wanted, but the commute, it was awful. And so what are we gonna do? And so I started thinking to myself, what kind of job can I get where I can be closer to home? And that turned out to be teaching. And so there we go. So I basically became a teacher, probably at age 30 or so. I think I became a teacher, just so I can get a job closer to home. And I landed, first of all, I already had my bachelor's, but I had to go back to school, get my teaching credential. And so I got my teaching credential. And then when I got that, that took a process in itself, just to get your teaching credential. It's like another year, down the road. So I finally got my teaching credential. And then when I finally got the teaching credential, then I had to get the job, right? So here we are, trying to find a job. And I'll be honest with you, teaching, that wasn't necessarily the thing I was looking for, right? That wasn't what I was trying to do, was become a teacher. I just wanted a job. And so, sequence of events, applied different places, and eventually got my first job. And I gotta be honest with you, it was horrible. It was horrible. The first job I got, I worked at a continuation school. And the continuation school, well, not even a continuation school. The school, what it was, is students who got kicked out of high school because of a variety of reasons, fighting drugs, probation officers, you name it, committing crimes, whatever else it is, they went to this continuation school. And that was the first job that I got, was at this continuation school. And these kids were tough. These kids were, tough is an understatement. These kids, they broke me. I'd go home. Here I am, a 30-year-old man. I'd go home and I was crying, just because if you're a teacher, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a teacher, you had those classes. If you're a teacher, you had those students that are just, they take you down a notch. And I had a class full of these students. And first year teaching, here I am in this class, and I mean, literally, you walk through the doors of the campus. It was a small little campus. You walk through the doors, and we got metal detectors, probation officers. Pretty much every other day, I'm contacting probation officers, and I mean, you just name it, right? It's probably the worst situation. That in the name was Success Academy. Anytime you have the word Success Academy and the word success in there, you know something's not exactly as it should be. And so here we are. And so I start this teaching job at this academy, and yeah, I didn't get into teaching because it was my calling or my passion. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get into teaching for that. I got in it because it was close to home. So I finally get into my teaching job, and yeah, I don't think I was going to last. And to be honest with you, I actually had the principal talk to me several times, and he gave me different kind of advice and everything. And one of the advice, he basically said this, and anytime you hear this, you know it's a bad sign. He said, I don't know if this is a good fit for you. I don't know if this is working out. Anytime you hear your boss, supervisor say to you, I don't think this is working out, that's not a good sign. And so here I am at this job, first year, I have to take care of family, not sure this job is going to work or not. And it looks like I'm gonna be letting go. And I want to stress this, the reason I'm gonna be let go, and for any teachers at all, here's what you gotta understand, especially new teachers, here's what you gotta understand. The reason we are let go as teachers isn't because we can't lesson plan. That's not it. Isn't because we're necessarily not building a relationship with students. That's not it. It's not because we are, not smart enough in the topic. The reason teachers are let go is because of classroom management. And I had zero classroom management. The class, once again, the class was hard to begin with. Class was so hard to begin with. But beyond that, the classroom management. And it was killing me. It really was killing me. And so he said, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pair you up with somebody. All right, we're gonna pair you up with somebody. He's an experienced teacher. His name is Mr. B. We're gonna call him Mr. B. We're gonna pair you up with Mr. B. And let's see if he can help you out. If he can, awesome. If not, we'll take it from there. And so this is kind of like my last chance. And so I got paired up with Mr. B. And I gotta tell you, he was incredible. He really was incredible. A lot of things I do now, 20 years later, I got from Mr. B. And so as I'm watching him, so basically what we're doing, I was shadowing him. I was watching it for about 2 weeks. And I'm watching Mr. B do his thing, and he just made it look flawless. Everything he was doing. And classroom management, man, he was awesome at it. Once again, we're dealing with students. So actually Mr. B worked at our same kind of program, but they were middle school students, actually 9th grade students, that like in a little transition area. So it wasn't quite as bad, but nonetheless, it's still some rough students to deal with. And here's Mr. B working with these students. And as he's working with these students, I'm seeing him, how he relates to them. I'm seeing how he runs the class. I'm seeing his management style. I'm seeing his lesson planning. I'm seeing everything. And I think I could do this. I can do this. But, after those 2 weeks, I was on my own, same kind of class, but on my own. And I realized, yeah, I couldn't do this. There's so many things that you see as a new teacher that you see others do. And it seems so simple, but when you really break it down, there's so many little small parts to it. And that was what's going on with Mr. B. Is they had all these little fine points, just fine tunes of stuff he was working on in the classroom. And wow, it was incredible. So anyways, he leaves, and here I got this new class. I'm with him for about, for the rest of the school year, and I had a chance to prove myself. And I did better, but not well. Better, but not well at all. And so as the story continues, I'm hanging in there. First year, first year's pretty much over. And at that point in time, I got a job in a school that's even closer to my house. And then the story continues for the next, I would say 6 years beyond that. Things were tough. Things were tough. As a teacher, things were so tough for the next 6 years beyond that point. The first 7 years of teaching, it was a struggle almost every day. It just really was. It was a struggle almost every day. So here I am 20 years into it. I'm looking back now, thinking to myself, how did I get here? And I'll be honest, the first 7 years, I did not do too well. First 7 years were a huge learning period. Now, hopefully, as a new teacher, it does not take you 7 years to finally get your foot on the ground. But for me, it took me 7 years to finally feel comfortable in that classroom. But when I finally did, I gotta tell you, ever since then, every school year, every day has been getting better and better and better. And 20 years into it, a job that I got just because I was trying to find something close to home is now a job that I love. It's a passion of mine. And classroom management is no longer an issue. Lesson plans, I love lesson planning. I love a great lesson. I love the students' responses. It really has become a dream job. How many people can say they actually have a job that they love? And luckily, I'm one of those people that say, I love this job. And so here I am at 20 years into it thinking, what's next? What's next? You know, I got about 15 more years, 13 more years before I retire. And I definitely see myself doing this, but what's beyond this? And I feel a calling to help new teachers. I feel a calling to help teachers in general, so they don't have to do the struggles I went through, so they don't have to wait the 7 years to finally get to a point where they are comfortable with what they're doing. And so I started a coaching / mentoring program to help out teachers, new teachers, experienced teachers, any teachers in general that can use assistance so that they become the teachers they're meant to be and have the classroom of their dreams. And that is my purpose and my goal going forward. And so with that, I started a YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel, once again, it wasn't like there's a master plan or master design that I had. It was just a steady progression, one thing after the other. And so the YouTube channel came about this way. I was in the back of my classroom one time. Students are working on something. And as they're working on stuff, another teacher comes up to me, and he's in the back with me. We're kind of a little bit of co-teaching. He goes, man, what do you got going on here? And I go, well, what are you talking about? He goes, you know, these students in your classroom, they are just, in other classrooms, they're out of control, you know? But here, they're actually respectful. And here, some of them are actually doing their work. What's your secret? What are you doing? And I didn't think about that. I mean, I've been doing this grind for 20 years now, and I never really thought about what I was doing. I would just do it. I was just teaching. I was just lesson planning. I was just doing me. And I don't know. Because, well, you should start sharing this with other people. I started thinking, what does that mean, sharing with other people? How do I share this with other people? And so he said that. You know, we walked away. I walked away. No big deal. But I kind of know how things get planted in your head and you just think about them. So I just sunk in my head and I just started thinking about it. Helping other people. What does that exactly mean? And I thought, you know, maybe I could create this YouTube channel. Now, I'm an old guy. Well, I'm 50 years old. And so, you know, yeah, I'm not familiar with all this technology stuff and slowly learning. That's all right. You know, let's give it a shot. And so I did. And so what I did was I started a YouTube channel. And the idea behind the YouTube channel was to provide tips and tricks of the trade to help teachers out in their teaching career, wherever they might be at. And that's what I did. I started a YouTube channel. Now, just like anything else, you know, there's a learning curve, right? There's a learning curve, just like whether it's with teaching, there's a learning curve creating a YouTube channel. And so I have this learning curve going on with this YouTube channel. And slowly by slowly, started uploading videos, started watching videos on how to do editing and everything else. And I started learning what it means to be create a YouTube channel. But all my videos, for the most part, have to do with teaching, one way or the other. Classroom management, teaching as far as lesson planning, whatever it takes has to do with teaching. And so, one by one, video goes up, another video goes up. And I have no idea where it's going. And I'm still new, as far as YouTubers, I'm still new to the process. I'm still learning what it means to be on social media and everything. And so here we are. So I create this YouTube channel. And it's slowly growing. And I get to a point thinking, hey, these YouTube videos are good and hopefully help. And the best part is when you get a response, when you actually get somebody emailing you or leaving a comment or something about how what you did, a video that you created, actually helped them out. Man, that's the best thing. That's the best thing. As a teacher, that's great when a student, you see an improvement with a student or you realize you help a student out. That's great. But when you realize you help another teacher out, oh, that's just as good. And so I started getting comments, started getting emails saying thank you and everything else. And it just motivated me, just kept me going. And so the channel is growing very slowly, steady but slow. And so eventually I get to a point where I think, hey, I wonder if I could start some sort of coaching program. So I created this coaching program, coaching/mentorship for other teachers. And that's kind of where I'm at with the process now. So I still got my YouTube channel going on. That's still going. And then I go from there, I got my coaching/mentoring program. And I thought, let's see where we can go from here. And so I don't know exactly what the future holds. I know I'm going to be teaching for at least another 13, 15 years until I retire. But in the meantime, I'm hoping I can help as many students as possible, as well as helping out as many teachers as possible as well. So with that said, I'm hoping that eventually I get a chance to correspond with more teachers. We get more people involved in our mentoring/coaching program. That would be great to get a chance to, maybe actually go to some different schools and implement some programs. That'd be awesome. Who knows exactly what's in the future for it, but all I know is I'm gonna keep on the grind, keep doing it. So, all right, enough of the streaming. I think that's what we got. Hey, hopefully if you are watching this afterwards, if you need anything, I can help you out with anything, please feel free, send me a comment, send me an email, reach out. I'd be more than happy to help.